You like audio, right? Hey, who doesn't? Are you a fan of video? Yeah, me too. But what about 3DO? The MiSTer, your friend and mine, your FPGA-based box of fucking crazy shit. There is a 3DO core available now on the MiSTer, which is fantastic news. The video out of it is sometimes a little sketchy as well. So sometimes the video will drop out like that. That just happened. So that is an example of this. And when you see it disappear, it's disappearing on my screen as well. Someone said that they wanted to see the HORDE. Yeah, I guess that's the right answer. Do I have a working 3DO? Yeah, so I have a 3DO and I have an ODE for it. So I have an SD card full of 3DO games that you can just load on a real 3DO. So I'm kind of already in business when it comes to 3DO games. But it's nice to not have to hook stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Does the MiSTer have a stable Saturn core? The Saturn core for MiSTer has gotten really, really great. Do I have a CRT? I mean, I do, but it's no. I bought a RetroTink 4K and have been using that.
So there we are. The delegation from Borgo on one side, the congregation from Shmoo on the other. Now the high...
What was the Crystal Dynamics game that had Doug Benson do an MST3K thing over the FMVs? That's Off-World Interceptor. And I don't... is it Doug Benson? It's Brian Posehn is in that. But is that Doug Benson and Brian Posehn? Or are you just thinking of Brian Posehn? Maybe it is Doug Benson and Brian Posehn. Some weird glitchy audio in the background here you might be hearing. It was both? Okay, yeah.
Your Majesty slips. Your Majesty. Dagger to the king. The boy is attacking the king. God! God!
Your Majesty.
You dare attack the king?
No.
For this, I will see you die slowly.
No.
Nonsense! The lad saved my life! What is your name, boy?
Chauncey, sir. My lord. Your Highness, sir.
And where do you hail from?
Well, I have no home, sire. I was raised by a kind herd of wild cows.
You are Sir Chauncey. I dub thee Knight of the Realm and grant you vast tracts of land in the Shinto Plains, along with the use of my mighty sword, Grim Thwacker. It served me well defending the kingdom from the evil, insatiable, terrifying HORDE.
Horde?
He said the thing. I'm glad that that noise is back.
The king's high chancellor. His Majesty has asked that I give you this deed to the Shinto Plains. Garden spot of the kingdom.
Really?
Trust me. Yes.
Yeah, I'm still losing some video on the TV, but you're keeping it on the capture. So this is an action strategy game. It is sort of a, I mean, it's almost a tower defense, but not. We got fences, we got trees. We can start the horde wave. I think if we dig, we'll dig more road. Right? That's probably not the best way to do that, but you know, we can kind of fence in. Well, we're out of money, so. And so here we are as Kirk Cameron. Great. We did great. We don't have enough money for anything, so we could plant a tree. I like that they basically, you know, we had all this technology, and instead of coming up with something that maybe would, what is the realistic sound of a sword being swung anyway? Maybe there's no good answer to that, but it's certainly not someone going the way that they do in this game. Cows are a good long-term investment. I'm not going to have enough money for taxes, I don't think. But, well, I don't know. Maybe if I save my 20 here. It's wintertime. Chop down trees for cash. You know, you can kind of just like do sort of a half-assed job here in the early going, at least, because the horde is not that aggressive. And you can take care of the horde before they can really fuck up too much of your stuff. This is not a bad game. Like this for especially for its time. You know, is this a top 10 3DO game? Almost certainly. Like this almost certainly is, if not a top 10 3DO game, it's probably like a top 5, right? Oh, what if we could build stone walls? Yeah, the video is still losing sync from time to time. So that, I mean, you know, that's like I said, this is the first public version of the 3DO core, so not surprising they would have audio issues. I think that's the main thing that is that they talk about in the GitHub repo for this is like, hey, it's got audio problems. There's some glitchy stuff here and there for sure, but also the video just kind of keeps losing sync here and there, which is, again, not that weird. Oh, what did I accidentally? Okay. How hard is a MiSTer to set up? I mean, you can just kind of run a thing on it. It's really about prepping an SD card, and you download a thing that runs in Windows, and you feed it your SD card, and it pretty much sets up the stuff that it needs. And there are scripts that run on the MiSTer itself that will update it. So it'll update to the latest versions of the cores and whatever else. If you want to, there's a lot of fiddling you can do within that framework to do things like get unstable nightly versions of some of the cores, you know, as they're updated, but before they're kind of like released widely. You can update that update script to grab stuff like that. I have mine set up now so that it grabs dual SD RAM versions of cores that have support for that, because I have dual SD RAM, which is nice. The 3DO only runs on dual SD RAM setups at this time because it's new and hasn't been optimized fully yet. And yeah, like putting the games on the SD card and all of that stuff is not impossible. You can FTP into it and copy things over. I have mine set up so that it, and you can plug a USB hard drive into it if you want to do it that way too. But it's, for me, the thing that worked best was I have a Windows server that just has a bunch of shared, if you're not comfortable with that, that can be a bit of work, right? It's a bit of learning that you need to do, but it's not unmanageable. And at its easiest, it really is just like, you know, setting stuff up on an SD card and playing it, you know. So if you're not a weirdo running a server and all of that other stuff, then, you know, there's still plenty of ways to get games onto it and what have you.